I recently finished Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher, and I had a really good time with this fantasy romance. This was definitely Kingfisher's take on fantasy romance. It definitely is quirky and a little bit weird. It has some deadpan humor, so I really appreciated this kind of fresh take on the genre, and I feel like it has a very cozy vibe to it. So we are following a paladin, and he is just kind of broken in spirit because his god has died. That apparently can happen in this world. And he basically is kind of lost and trying to kind of find his way. And he gets caught up in this kind of murder mystery, and also with a perfumer who is caught up in the situation as well. There's really interesting, kind of courtly intrigue in this. Obviously, the murder mystery and obviously romance. I really liked the romance aspect of this, even though it did have more spice than I was anticipating and a little bit more innuendo kind of humor in here. It was definitely the unfiltered thoughts of someone who is newly attracted to somebody, and it's whoa, why am I thinking those things? It's, this attraction that you feel towards this person. I just wasn't expecting all of that, but I really liked the genuine emotional connection that the characters had. I really liked the characters just kind of being a little bit awkward around each other, but how they're trying to navigate this situation together, and just seeing how genuinely kind and courteous they are of each other. They really go out of their way to help each other. It's just really sweet and romantic, but I really liked the humor in here and the kind of adventure aspect that is going on. It definitely has some higher stakes, even though it does still feel cozy at the same time. And I really liked the backstories of the characters that really brought some interesting elements to the story as well that was affecting the present narrative. It had some really great side characters that definitely made things interesting. We have kind of an animal companion, we have interesting friends and roommates. The paladin has some interesting people that he serves and works with. So there's a lot going on in here and some really great elements that build out just a really fun story. This wasn't my favorite fantasy romance, even though I like a cozier fantasy romance. I just feel like I don't fully connect with Kingfisher's writing, even though I go back to it because I know what I'm gonna get, and I feel like it has the right vibes for fall and everything. And there was more spice in here than I was anticipating, and I feel like the innuendo humor kind of cheapened it a little bit. That's just my personal opinion, but I still had a really fun time with it. I definitely think I would continue with the series just to have some cozier fantasy romances to read. I rated this 3.5 stars, and I think for a book in this genre, this is definitely a good one if you want something that is different than the typical fantasy romance.